So it is Wednesday. Our plan to go climbing this morning was abortive. It was frustrated by the fact that we could not find easily the place to catch the bus out to the cable car station that would have taken us up the Alpspitz to go and do some rock climbing. By the time we had found out where to catch the bus, we'd quite recently missed one, and the next one would be an hour or so later, and it was going to be scorching hot on top of the mountain we were planning on climbing on. It would have been unbearably hot, to be honest. It is absolutely boiling, swelteringly hot, toasty, roasty, complete scorchio here. So we've retreated from the camper van to the Wank barn station, where there's a very nice bar with lots and lots of shade. It is absolutely blistering hot. And so what we're doing now is we're going back into the town on the bus. When you come and stay at Camp Wank, you are given a free bus ticket, which works for the entire duration of your stay. So we can just flash that on the bus and off we go into the town. We've also got a problem in that our gas canister has run out. We did know when we set off that this was going to become a problem. And so what we've decided is, since we have a little plug-in oven that works perfectly well, we're just going to go out and buy a double camping burner, sort of double stove, and or maybe even a single one. We're still discussing it, and just get through. The gas canisters they sell here in Germany are far too big for the space we have in our van. We have a 7 kilo gas canister, and all they sell here is 11s or even bigger, and it just won't fit. So yeah, we've got to go and sort that problem out. Tomorrow, of course, the van goes into the garage to get looked at. Whether it'll get fixed or not tomorrow depends on whether they can repair it, the exhaust that is, or whether we need a completely new exhaust system. If we need a completely new exhaust system, it's probable that it won't get fitted until Friday. So if that does turn out to be the case, what we're going to do is we're going to go off on the motorcycle with the camping gear. We did bring the tent, and we'll go and camp on the mountain somewhere overnight and come back and pick up the van. After which we've decided we're heading south, probably through Liechtenstein, possibly crossing over Austria. We haven't decided yet. But anyway, it's just nice to be in the shade for a little bit. Coming. So the bus is here. The whole Wank thing will go away in a couple of days. That much I promise. So language barriers can be a fabulous thing. The Murgatroyd thought she was ordering ice cream, and she's got this artistic creation.
You can have the chocolate ice cream. I don't really like chocolate.
You don't like chocolate ice cream? Oh, I've got a beer. But I think I'm probably going to get some ice cream now as well. Impressive ice cream thing, Murgatroyd, yes? Can I just point out that I don't think this is edible? So don't be eating that. So we've just had a pint and a very nice ice cream sundae. So very impressive, nicely put together. So here we are. I've lost the Murgatroyd, there she is. Walking down the centre of Garmisch-Partenkirchen, and we're heading now to a outdoor shop in Chamonix-Strasse, where we need to buy a new camping stove, as I mentioned earlier. Very nice, lovely place, very charming, nicely laid out, very little traffic, most people just walking down the middle of the street without a care in the world, except they've all got lots and lots of cares, because we don't live in a very good society, do we? Anyway, this is not a soapbox moment. How are you feeling, Murgatroyd?
I'm walking down the street without a care in the world, whether or not.
We're on holiday. Most of these people, well, I don't know, who knows? Some of them will be, some of them won't. yeah, we don't have a care in the world. But it really is very tidy. Nobody's misbehaving.
Not dodgy dog muck anyway.
There's no dog muck. I've seen no dog muck. I've seen too many dogs, however. Way too many dogs. But yeah, everybody seems to have a smiley face. And there's a bit of an impressive looking fountain over here. We'll have to go and investigate this. And here's the fountain. Let's have a look at what this is about. Very impressive. Some kind of misogynistic, mythological story behind that, I would imagine. Oh, got no strings. So I have the delightful experience here of restringing one of my favourite guitars. Just to be clear, all of my guitars are my favourite guitars. How many guitars have I got, Murgatroyd? 6? 6. 7 if you count Scarlett's pink Strat. So we've got a brand new set of D'Addario strings here, and the guy in the guitar shop in Garmisch Park Curtain reckoned, I'll leave it there for now, that these were at least as good as Elixirs. Well, I normally use Elixirs, but he seemed to know what he was talking about, so I'm going to have a look and see what they're like. Now, I realise that people who just want to ride around Europe on a motorcycle, nothing wrong with that, probably don't have a great deal of interest in restringing a guitar. But I also know that there are a good number of motorcyclists who like to play guitar when they're not motorcycling. So this one's for you. If you need lessons on how to restring a guitar, I'm not the man for that job. I mean, I know how to do it, but I'm not going to tell you how to do it. So we're going to get some noise coming out of this thing in a minute. There we go, we have some tension. Doopy 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 doopy. So brand new strings, very stretchy. Let's get on with the next one. Here comes the thunderstorm. So it was predicted that there would be a thunderstorm before too long. And here it comes. I need to get this damn thing strung before we get highly strung. So the B string is the black one. That's him. Black. And when you take out your little pegs for holding your strings in, it's best that you do it in the order that you do it. I would recommend loosening them all and then taking them out from the bottom E to the top E, one by one. Place them tidily next to you, and then you know that the same peg is going back in the same hole. So the waiting is finally over. We got the van fixed, picked it up this afternoon, and we've now driven around the big mountain. This is Zugspitze and Alpspitze that we were looking at from the other side for the last 4 days. I've got to say it's even more impressive from this side. So very touristy area here. We've just stopped off at the Rasthaus or Rest House and had a quick coffee. And if we ever look just over here, there's actually a lake at the bottom of the valley, which is quite impressive. There we go. I think you can probably see the lake. And so after 4 nights in the van, we're now looking at booking a hotel for the night. Just for a bit of luxury. Oh, there's one more thing I want to show you, just over here. What is this about? So I'd actually been sat down for about 15 minutes before I even noticed this. It's a motorcycle on a pole. Well, what do you make of that? And there's a pile of motorcycles on a truck. 9 of them. So, there we are. How peculiar. So, we've arrived at the hotel, which is very nice indeed. Absolutely surrounded by mountains, big mountains. And we're about to go for a walk down into the town. The town is called Vens, I think. Anyway, it's very picturesque. The hotel room is incredible, really spacious. It's got a bath as well, so bingo bath. And we haven't had a bath since, I think, not since we left England. Anyway, that's 2 weeks ago now. 2 weeks tomorrow. Oh, that means we're almost halfway through the holiday. Ooh. Oh well. So yeah, we're going to go and grab some beers, get a bit of food to munch on later in the evening, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the hotel. So here we are in the middle of the town. Very nice. Very charming. And we have found, over the road here, a pub, bar. And we're going for a pint. You ready, Murgatroyd? Ready. Let's go for a pint. So that was a very pleasant refreshment. Had a nice pint of Austrian beer. And now we are going to find the shop, which apparently is a spa. Well, not apparently, we know it is. We've already driven past it. So get some beers in for later and some munchies, and then it'll be time for a bath. Well, this really is a spectacular place, and in terms of the mountain landscape, it's only going to get more spectacular over the next few days, because tomorrow we move on to the Swiss and Italian Alps, where there will be a lot more motorcycling. But a few words by way of reflection on the trip so far. So it's been in many ways very successful, but there are nevertheless one or two things that I would change for the future. First and foremost among those is the taking out of the bed from the camper van so that we could fit the motorcycle in. Whilst I think on paper it looked like a fabulous idea, the sleeping on the inflatable air mat in the back of the van would appear to be exacerbating the slight left shoulder problem I had when we came away. Now, whilst I'm firmly convinced that that is due in large part to my almost complete lack of exercise, specifically my complete lack of stretching, which I used to do all the time over the preceding month leading up to the holiday. I do think sleeping on the floor of the van has not made it any better, and I have been waking up at about 3 o'clock most mornings in the most excruciating pain. I've been taking paracetamols and ibuprofens on a far too frequent basis, which is not something I ordinarily do. And so we do need to address that, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to start looking for a camp bed to fit in the back of the van. Shouldn't be too hard to locate one. There are lots and lots of outdoor shops in areas like this for very obvious reasons. Indeed, there are at least 2 down the hill in the little town here. So yeah, that's going to get changed before we get home, because I cannot spend every single day with a dodgy shoulder. It hurts the motorcycling too with my arm up there for any more than about 30 minutes. So yeah, that's got to be dealt with. I think that the plan of having no plan has worked incredibly well. It's given us an enormous amount of flexibility. I mean, consider how it would have been if we'd booked campsites or hotels for the last 4 days and then arrived in Garmisch-Partenkirchen and had the problem with the exhaust pipe. Well, that's a lot of cancellations to make, and probably at least 1 or 2 lost deposits. So given that we have the flexibility of staying in a van or booking a hotel or even putting a tent up, and we've got the motorcycle in the back of the van, it's just made the fact that we don't have a rigid itinerary much more manageable, and we kind of like it. And so we can just have ideas about where we want to go on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, we know we're always going to have somewhere to sleep. So that's an aspect of the situation that has worked really, really well. There's a bit of a thunderstorm passing over at the moment. Most of it has gone. I was hoping for a really spectacular electrical storm, but that didn't really materialize. But it's certainly made it a lot less muggy and humid. Cleared the air, as they say. And this would appear to be the pattern for the weather to come for the next 3 or 4 days in this area. The heat gradually building all day. It's billed to be 28, 29 degrees tomorrow, slightly cooler than it has been today. I think we hit 32 around about 2 o'clock. But then thunderstorms in the evenings. Well, that's how it is at this time of year in this area. I actually quite like it. We get the travelling done early, relax in the evening and enjoy the weather. Okay, that's it for now. Hope you're enjoying the videos. There will be a lot more motorcycling over the next couple of days, including some really impressive mountain passes, including, as I mentioned earlier, the Stelvio, which we'll do shortly after we get to the campsite tomorrow. Like and subscribe, or don't.